Happy 2025, everyone. Happy 2025. Tattoo Your Wellbeing podcast on today's show from surviving to thriving in 2025. A journey all about resilience. Hey, welcome to the Tattoo Your Wellbeing channel. I am your host, Atara Estes. A lot of my friends know me as Tattoo, so you can call me Tattoo, which defines tattoo as thriving after trauma unashamed. I am so grateful to be in the land of the living, to see 2025, the gratefulness that I have for you all to be able to tune in today to be a part of the first episode in January. Yes, we're channeling our new season for our new episode, and we're going to keep going. We don't know which way it's going to go, but what we do know, we're going to move forward. This podcast is all about healing, growth, empowerment. We're here to talk about the power of resilience, how we can go from surviving to thriving, even in the face of overwhelming adversities. And today, I will be talking about my story because what's going to be happening in 2025 is going to make so much more sense that whoever get a chance to listen to the podcast or watch the YouTube channel can get a real gist of what we are all about and what we're going to be doing. I come from so much loss, heartache, trauma, just like a lot of you have. And what I am here to do on this podcast in 2025 is to go from surviving, from being a trauma survivor to a trauma thriver. And I want to be able to show you how you can do so. So as I share my story in depth, there's levels to this, okay? Sit back, get your pen and paper, because this is all about you having accountability and the responsibility on your healing journey. This is going up to a whole nother level. And I really hope whoever you are, wherever you are, that you can believe that when you apply these different principles, if you apply these different modules that I will be presenting in this year of 2025, if you apply the workshops, the workbooks, the resources of different books that I'm reading personally, and not just coming from what I'm doing, but I'm going to have other experts along the way who have powerful testimonies like myself, who can shed more light in their journey on how they went from surviving to thriving. Now understand, let me put this disclaimer out right now. If anything that I will be sharing today based on trauma, I need you to know where you are in your mental and emotional health. I do not want to trigger or re-traumatize anyone. That is not the intent of me sharing my story. The intent of me sharing my story is for it to be a testimony, to show the restoration, the redemption, the whole aspect of who God is and who He has always been in my life, even when I didn't do right. Even when I didn't want to hear nothing from God because I was blaming at once upon a time. And now I'm at a point in my life to where I give my life to Him. I give it to Him because He gives me the strength to endure and make it through all of those things that I thought was impossible, that became possible through Him. So please get your pen and paper. One thing I would say that you probably won't be able to chew on everything. So right now, take your pen and paper, but go back through and listen to the episode again so you can make sure you don't miss anything, because we're going to be moving forward. Like I said, I want to share my story, and I am so excited to have another chance to be able to be on my podcast and speak on this channel with you. It is one that I need you to know. We're on all different platforms of social media. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Tattoo Your Wellbeing, or Atara Estes, Atara TATU Estes, however where you type it in, Atara Estes should come up. You can also follow us on our main website that is being revamped and be ready to launch hopefully by February, if not sooner. And that is ataraestes.com. Our YouTube channel is Atara TATU Estes. And I'm just excited for wherever you're hearing me from. Please subscribe, please like, and please share with others. The story that I'm going to be sharing is how I went from being a woman broken by trauma to someone who not only survived, but walking to be thriving. Every day is not going to be a good day. But what I strive to do in my day-to-day is to be intentional, to make sure that I'm not missing the mark on what God has for me. And I want you all to know it takes 1 days to really be consistent of changing old habits. By the time you get to that 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, you're pretty much in it to say, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And by the time you get to that 90th day, you can start seeing some really good results, and you're not falling short to those things that you once upon a time went back into repeating in that trauma again. So just know 21 days of consistency of your healing, you will see results. I just challenge you to try it. If you think that I am just telling you to be, abracadabra, no, this is not a magic trick. This is real life. And one thing I know, when I had to make up my mind on how bad did I want to heal and be made whole and how to remain in my recovery, it got real. And it was my responsibility to make up my mind and to speak out what I needed and what I wanted, and to find the things that actually begin to work for me to keep going with that. See, everything that is being given might not be for you. So find the different things that I will be sharing throughout this year of 2025 that works for you, and be able to take it and run with it. Because my journey is one of faith, of healing, and of learning to walk in the purpose of God and what He has for me. I will not be ashamed. But before we dive in, I want to remind you, if you need prayer of any kind, that type of support in prayer, and you need to have someone to stand in the gap, or you're looking for a community to connect with, we're here for you. Tattoo Your Wellbeing is here for you. But we're not the only ones. We're partnering up with our different churches, our different social service networks, and we want to make them available to you as well. Now, we have this virtual platform, and understand, we have those who can be in contact with you just like that. But if you need to get in to be seen by someone in particular, then maybe we can help navigate to connect you to a real life person that's in your area that can help you stay in your recovery so you do not fall short. Now, nothing is wrong with the virtual platform. I am a big advocate. Use whatever you have to reach people. But sometimes people need to touch people. Give them that hug and that safe and that hope to regain their strength, to regain their mindset, to just change their minds of how they were thinking by having a human contact. And it's not by mistake that we have a virtual platform. But when we cannot get to you, this is a way of help as well. So we will take advantage of what works best for anyone and everyone. Just know we're here for you. We want you to reach out to us at Tattoo Your Wellbeing, which is TATUYOURWELLBEING @gmail.com. Or join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time live on Facebook at Greater Kingdom Mission Church. We are always ready to uplift you no matter where you are in your journey. Now let's get started with today's message. I didn't want that. That's not what I wanted. But since it gave me that, let's get this right. Take a deep breath and let's get ready. Resilience is not just a word we toss around in tough times. It's a living, breathing force that drives us to keep going when all seems lost. Resilience is what gets you through the darkest days. It's the inner strength you discover when you think you have nothing left to give. But resilience isn't about being strong all the time. No, sir, no, ma'am. It's about having the courage to stand up when your life knocks you down. It's about choosing to thrive, even when everything around you says that surviving is enough. As I look back on my life, I realize that my journey has been a testament to this truth. And I remember the day my life changed forever. I was shot. I was left for dead and thrown into the trunk of a car. In the moment, I became someone I didn't recognize, and I became a survivor, a woman fighting for her life. But I also became a living testament to God's incredible ability to take pain and to turn it into purpose. And Genesis 50:20 reminds us, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what it is now being done, the saving of many lives. That verse was my anchor as I healed mentally, emotionally, and physically. When everything felt like it was falling apart, I had to remind myself, God had a purpose for my life. It's like the story of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers and sold into slavery, and eventually became a powerful leader in Egypt. In the end, he forgave his brothers and told them, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Joseph didn't let his betrayal define him. He chose to rise above the pain and embrace the plan God had for his life. And like Joseph, I had to choose to not be defined by my trauma. Now, let me tell you something about this resilience. It's not pretty. It doesn't come wrapped in a bow. It's pretty messy, even painful. It's sometimes lonely on the road. But in this moment of brokenness, something beautiful happens. You find the strength to rise again after the traumatic day. I found myself just physically broken, but spiritually and emotionally shattered. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and fear were constant companions of mine. But in my darkest hour, I found my strength. I found my strength in God. And in Isaiah 40:31 says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not faint, grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31 says again, let me repeat that. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not be faint. Even in the middle of the storm, God was my anchor. I learned that strength doesn't always look like power. It looks like perseverance. Okay. It looks like choosing to get up every day, even when you feel like you're too broken to continue. But guess what I began to do? I began to write. Writing became my lifeline, my therapy. It was through writing that I could pour out my pain, my struggles, and my healing. And that's when my book, Damaged Goods, My Journey, was born. I didn't just write it for myself. I thought I did at first. But as I continued to get this book completed, I wrote it for every woman, every survivor who feels like their trauma has defined them. I wrote it to say, you are being made whole. It's easy to think of ourselves as victims. It really is. Especially after trauma. We start to believe that our pain is all there is. But the truth is, you are more than your trauma. You are more than what happened to you. You are more because you are someone uniquely made with a purpose that nothing can take away. This is the moment where we shift from surviving to thriving. Thriving means embracing your scars, not hiding them. It means accepting that your journey isn't over, no matter what happens to you. Hear me? You are still becoming who God has called you to be, nothing less. You see, my trauma didn't just affect me. It affected everyone around me, especially my children. But through this journey, I became an example of what it looks like to rise, to heal, and to thrive. Now, my daughters saw me at my worst and my best. And now I'm proud to say they see me as someone who never gave up. I want them and you to know that no matter what life throws at you, you can overcome. There's a movie that's coming out this year. The movie is Betrayal. The Betrayal is coming soon. And we're going to need extras for the trailer and the movie. So if you're in the St. Louis, Missouri area, close to get to St. Louis, and want to be a part of this project, send an email to Damaged Goods Movie 2025. DAMAGEDGOODSMOVIE 2025 at gmail.com. We want and need you to help this film go forth. This film will be a powerful visual representation of what it means to turn your pain into true purpose. As we close out today's episode, season 2, I want to leave you with this thought. Resilience is a choice. It's a choice to heal, to move forward, and to believe in a future full of purpose. And if you're ready to thrive after trauma, I'm here to walk alongside you every step of the way. And remember, if you have a prayer request, needing that type of support, or are looking for a church home, we're here for you. Join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live at Greater Kingdom Mission Church. Greater Kingdom Mission Church. Or come in person to 4201 Kennerly Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63113. Bible study is every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can always tune in to hear me to hear from me and to see me and to be connected to all the things that's going to be taking place in 2025. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Tattoo Your Wellbeing podcast. Now, please like, follow, share, subscribe. Let's get this word out about the podcast and with others on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, iHeart, radio, whatever platforms. However way you have heard from me, however way you have seen me, know that together we can rise and thrive. after trauma. Unashamed. Be good to yourself, everyone. Be good to yourself, everyone. And be good to one another. Until next time, keep thriving.